well and ready for the next lesson. We are not very crowded here. Okay. Now let me check something first. Then we will review the previous lesson. Here it is. Yesterday, we have learned how to use ternary and nested ternaries, and also we have learned how to use switch case code. In the first one, ternary, it's very simple. It's just like if-else statements. The first one is the condition. If it is true, after the question mark, the code will be executed. Let me write it like this. This is the condition. If it is true, this code will be executed. Condition. If it is true, this will be executed. If it is false, this side of the code will be executed. And according to the result, it will print, if it is false, it will print this value. If it is true, it will print this value. The result will be printed. That's all for the ternaries. And do not use nested ternaries, even though you have learned how to use it. Please do not use it, because it's really hard to understand what's written there, even though it works. Yes, we had a long one here, but I'm not sure where it is. Here it is. If I do not write it like this, it's very hard to understand. Also, yesterday we have learned how to use switch code, as you can see. According to the code, you can create different menus, and according to switcher, it will choose a different option, different code. We are going to use the switches, but I believe we are not going to use ternary, so don't worry about it if you couldn't be able to understand. But switch case, this is very important topic. In every code, if there is a menu, it means there is a switch. Of course, there are other ways to handle the situation, but still, most of the time, if there is a menu, it means there is a switch case code there. Shortly, first you need a switcher. You need to create a switcher. According to this switcher, different case will be executed. Switch and the switcher. If the day number is 1, case 1 will be executed. And as you can see from this code, it will print Monday on the screen. And break. If you don't use break after each case, when you select 1, it will continue until the end. And we don't want that, right? For each case, we want to run one case. So after each case, you should add a break. And if you want to run default code, if the number does not match with any cases, you can use a default code, and this code will be executed when user enters a number which is not here. 8, for example. When user enters 8, the switch won't be able to find 8, so it will execute the default code here. That's all for the switch case questions. And now today we will learn. Oh, sorry. It was the thing I was planning. Today we are going to learn script manipulations. It's a very important topic. And we are going to use script manipulations when we are handling a code. let me try something here. Okay, it's working, I think. So let's go back to the slide and click on it, and we will have string manipulations. You know, we talk at the first lessons, we have talked about primitive data types and also non-primitive data types. Integer, byte, short, long, double, float, these are all primitive data types. But we have also talked about, at least we told its name, string data type. And you know, the first letter is a capital. It means this is a non-primitive data type. Non-primitive data type means it has pre-made methods prepared for us. Java developers created a few methods in this class, and we can use them whenever we want. For example, we have used a few of them. I think we have used to uppercase, you know, it changed the letters to capitals. We have a string here. It says Java is me. Yes, it is you. And when we use this code with str dot, when you enter dot after a str variable, it will open a pre-made methods. If you use to uppercase, as you can see here, it will change all the letters to capital. But think here, before explaining, let's write a code so it will be easier for me to explain from the actual coding. I will delete everything. By delete, I mean whatever I draw here. We will have not a class, we will have a package. The name will be day, lowercase day 09 string manipulations. Okay, we have string manipulations package, and let's create our first class. CO1 to uppercase. I will create main method. And here we will start with writing an example. Now we can take it from the user, of course, but don't worry, let's just create a string, and the name of this string will be str, and the value will be Java is the happiness. When we are working with Java, we should be happy, right? Okay. So we have a string value, and now I will change the eldo. We will use a pre-made method. When I write str and the variable I have created here, press dot. It will open a lot of different methods. These are created by Java developers for us to use. We have a cross uppercase, charits, split to uppercase, blah blah, get bytes at lowercase. We can understand a few of them from the names. Replace all substring length, and it goes on like this. There are a lot of methods for us to use. I want to use to uppercase. I think you know what it does, and I will print it. This is the start command, and this is the start to uppercase. Let's see what happens. It will, of course, we know what will happen. It will change all the letters to capitals. Here it is, as you can see. Don't worry about it. In my computer, I am using Turkish language. Because of that, it is a little different, but it means nothing. If I were using English language in my computer, actually I should, it will act according to that language. So the question is here, what happens if I try to print str right now? It's the critical question. If I try to print, if I can type it, if I try to write print str's value, it will print. I want to show you. I don't want to. Okay. As you can see, it is printed as it is at first. It is exactly the same as it is. But here, actually, I have changed the str. It seems so, but I did not change it. Because this is a code, yes, it changed the values to uppercases, but it does not change the str itself. And it is very important. To change str itself, you should use equality symbols. You should reassign it to str itself. For example, let's do that. Str equals to str dot to uppercase. When I do that, it will change the original str. Well, let me run it one more time, and this time you will see the difference between this and this. I did the same thing because of the assignment, the value has changed. The thing here, the critical thing here, if I want to explain it shorter, use string methods created by Java developers when you write the variable and add dot after it. There will be a lot of different methods you can use at your service. But when you use those methods, even though the body itself changes like this, it was here, but this one has all the capitals, the original str will not change. Original str was like this, and after changing and writing it with all the capital letters, original str did not change. It is as it is at first line. To change the original value, you have to reassign it to str. This is Java's happiness. When you make it like this, actually it is Java is the happiness. When you assign it to str, of course, it will change the str's value. And again, if I want to print it, it will print the value of str. Let's use different one. This is a critical error actually, because I am using Turkish language in my computer. The letters act according to the language you are using with your computer. If your local language is Turkish, as I have, they will act according to that language. If you want to change the rules, if you want to change the letters according to different language, I will show you how we can do it. I will create another str and it will be uh, life is good. We have another str, and now I want to change the letters according to different language. I will write it salt str dot. We have two different uppercase primate methods, and the first one says something else. In the normal brackets, it says local. From this, you should understand we can enter something here. And I will use this method and I will write local there. Local. As you can see, we have a lot of different languages. French, Germany, China, Canada, blah, blah, and it goes on that way. And you can apply these rules to your method. You know, in Turkish, the capital I is with, I'm sorry, capital I is like this in Turkish. But when I apply English rules on it, it will print it normal I, which is being used in English. And it will be capital, of course. And here it is. Life is good. Good, just like it should be in English. Okay, let's use a different thing. This time I will print to the letters according to China to uppercase local dot China. What will we see? Let's check it. According to China language, it will be the second one after this one. It will come here. Oh, it is exactly like this one. Interesting. We cannot see any China characters here because this is not a translator. It just apply the letters rules which are used in China for Latin characters. You can use a lot of different languages, but for example, you want to use a different language. For example, you are using English language in your computer, but you want to apply Turkish language to your system. I will do that. It may come handful. It may be useful for you. Local dot. It's a little different. You know, not all the languages are here, so they have created a language tag. I will go to it and check for a few things. There should be a list somewhere. Okay, I can show it from here, I think. Yes, I can see all of them. Oh, no, not that. Here, a few of them, Japan, like this, they are printed here, but I couldn't be able to find them. There are a lot of languages like that here, but it's a long code and it's very hard to see them all. So I couldn't be able to see it. But I know the language Turkish tag is TR. If you use it like this, it will apply Turkish rules to change the letters. Actually, if I don't do anything, it will also apply Turkish rules on it. But I wanted to change the language. Here it is. Shortly, the most important thing here, you can use primate methods because the string is a non-primitive dot type. And the second one is when you use a method on it, it doesn't change the original value. I have used the uppercase and I changed the value, but it did not affect the original value. As long as you do not reassign it to original variable. Please don't forget that it will be very important in the future when we learn other non-primitive data. And now I will try to explain something else from the slide, of course. Here, the first method was to uppercase and to lowercase. Let's use to lowercase too. We haven't solved any question about it. But before that, here, for example, it says Java is me. When I use the equality assignment symbol and change the value to it, it will also change the original value because of this assignment. If I use it like this, it will write it like this because I have tried to change the value to uppercase. And of course, there's an example to use different languages with local and language tag. I want to solve another question for to lowercase 2. Let's print the value of the str and see how it is. The last one will be the value of str. And as you can see, the first letter is a capital. I will change the although str equals to good. We have a variable and all the letters are capital. Now I will use sort, not that way, sort str to lowercase. All letters will change to lower cases. It was good. Now it will be good. As you can see, it is working like magic. But the tricky point, let me write here. When we use a string pyramid method, it does not affect the original string variable. If I print the str, it will still current as it is. Here it is. It did not get affected. So it's enough for this topic, I think. Let's continue the second one. I will create another class. The name will be equals. There will be a few things we won't be able to understand today if you don't know the topic, of course. But don't worry, I will try to explain them in detail in next lessons. But try to focus on what I am trying to explain. I will create a few string values after creating the main method. String str1, it will be my friend or best friend Ali. I will write another string variable. The name will be str2. I will change the first letter. It will be also Ali. And now I will create another one, string str3. As you can see, when you are creating a string variable, you can directly use equality symbol, but also you can create it like this. And the value will be here. Do not try to write original, it is added automatically by computer. So we have another variable named str3, and it has same value with the str1. Both of them are added. I will also create str4, string 4, sorry. str4. It will be Ali. Just like the first one. It is exactly the same. When you want to compare the equality of the strings, when you want to check if they are equals, you need to use something, but first I will show you what you should not use. For example, string str1 equals str2. Normally, you may try to use equal symbol, but please don't use it when you are comparing string values. It is important. As let's see, the first one is str1 is Ali and str2 is also Ali, but the first letter is different. Java is a case-sensitive language program, so for Java there are different values. Okay, we will see the result here. It is false, of course. They are not the same. When I try to compare 1 and 3, let's see what happens. So str1 equals str3. If you try to guess what will be the answer, it will be a little surprising. Yes, str1 has Ali, the first letter is capital, and str3 is same, exactly the same, and first letter is also a capital here. Then it seems like the results should be true, but when I run it, we will see another thing. There's also only two options here. There are only two options here, so it is very surprising to say false here. Even though they are same, the result we got here is false. Don't worry about it. We are not going to learn the reason behind it. At least not today. In the future, we will touch this topic. But let's compare 1 and 3. Now they are exactly the same, right? As you can see, Ali, just like this one. This one is also same with the string str4. So str1 equals str4. When I compare them, the result will be very exciting, right? True. Interesting. This one is exactly the same with this one, but the result when we compare them, the result was false. But when we talk about str1 and 4, the result became true. So don't worry about it and don't try to understand the reason. For now, I will write something here. When we compare string variables, we should not use equality symbols. Because the result can be anything. Instead, we should use another method named equals. Instead, we should use equals to compare them. Let's compare them now. So str1 equals str2. Let me explain what it does. Equals, these symbols check something, but equals method checks only the value. No matter what, if the values are same, equals will bring us the right answer. If they are not same, it will be false. If they are same, the answer will always be true. str1, str3, they are not same, so it will be false. So str1 equals str3. The answer will be, as you can see, they are same, right? Ali and Ali, first that is capital. At first we found false, but this time when we use equals method, the result will be true. And exactly it should be, because they are same. When I compare str1 and str2 equals str4, they are also same. The result should be also true. And we will see after false true, true, just like it should be. The thing you should remember here, when you are trying to compare numbers, using equals symbols is okay. And actually you cannot use equals method. But when you are comparing string values, variables, you have to use equals. You cannot trust this equality symbols. The result may be correct or wrong. We are not sure. So just use equals method to be sure. And always we use equals method for string values. Oh, I have entered the name wrong. This should be the second class. Sorry there. Okay, why can I not rename it? Okay, it worked this time. Let's go back to the slide and review what we have learned. Here, str equals another string variable here. We have a lot of what is here. Don't worry about them. When we use equals, it always acts according to the values. But if you try to use a double equality symbol, sometimes it will give you correct answer, and sometimes it won't be correct. It will be incorrect. That's all. Short version of the second class. But we have something else, and it's very handy when you need it. I will create another class. The class will be CO3 equals ignore a case. Equals ignore a case. Just you can see it from the name. Let me check something first. Okay. Just like its name, it's very easy to understand what it's for. I will again create a few string values and we will compare them. String, but first I need to create the main method. String str1, it is my forward friend Ali. String str2, it will be same character with lowercase, and the third one will be all capital. String, or let's use another name, John, and str3 will be John. My new favorite, my new best friend, John. So let's compare them. As you can see, normally Java is case-sensitive programming language, but sometimes we can bend the rules. Let's do that. So normally when what's that? Not that. So when I try to check if str1 equals to str3, the result will be false. I know the result. I will write it exactly as it is. When I try to see str1 equals the result of this code str3, both of them will be false because they are not the same. The keys are different. Letters are different. In this kind of situations, if it is not important for you, for example, you are asking for the name of the user, And if you have the same user, you will accept it. For example, you can store it like this. But if you don't, if user prints it like this, you will still know it is same John. Don't worry. If that's the case, you can use equals, ignore a case. It will check if they are equal without checking the case sensibility. So, str1 equals, ignore a case. The second method, and str3. This will give us to write all the letters are same if we ignore the case sensibility. It will be true. So str1 equals ignore case str3. The result here, the result will be also true. So if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. You can use YouTube channel or Slack channel or Zoom channel. It doesn't matter. I will try to answer all of them. So let's continue. The next question, of course, before that, let's see what's written in the slide. Yes, if you do not check case sensitive difference, if you don't want to check it, you should use equals ignore case. We have all the different colors here, and you can understand the situation. I'm not going to talk about it again. We have 9 minutes, and I think we can cover another topic here. But I want to write and explain it here when you come here for you to understand what's happening. If we don't want to check case sensibility cases or uppercase or lowercase, being upper or lower, we should use equals ignore case. For a computer, there's values are same if you don't check the case sensibility. John, as you can see, all of them are same. John, John, I'm having a hard time here. John, or John. In fact, that all of them are same. But you know, if you are using Turkish language, for example, when you compare Ali and Ali, it will be false. Let's try it. I think I'm right. So not that one. So I'm not sure if it works. I want to check something. Oh, it's working. I will write Ali here. Oh. And I will compare it Ali. Yes, I wonder because it will use your language local language, and it is Turkish for now, and it will be false. When we use Turkish or a local language, when we use a local language in our computer, the system will use that language to compare that. Or Java. String values. I mean, it's very important to use English to in your computer to compare values. If you are, when you start working in a company, it should be English, especially if you are working in a foreign company. Okay, that's all for it. The length. Let's write something there. It will be a little fun, just a little, but enough. CO4 length. After writing main method, I will create a string variable. Start. It is really easy to understand Java, isn't it? And we have a value as a long one. If you want to see how many characters it has, you may start counting from the left side or right side. It's totally up to you. Of course, it's not like that. There's always an easier way to handle that kind of things. Let's do something. I will print. So, I will create integer. The length means a number, right? Integer length equals to str dot. Let's check the parametric methods, but the length comes first. It didn't take much time, as you can see. I just need to click on this one. It returns an integer at the right side. You should be able to learn. You should learn how to read this manner. You will use this length method. If you use it, it will return an integer, and you should save this value in an integer, just like I did here. I will use length, and now let's print the length value. Length. You can enter any name here; it doesn't matter, as long as it's the same with the names. It should be explained. It should be explaining name, and length is very explained here. I can directly understand what I am working with. So the length, let's see how long is it? How long it is? Oh, exactly the right number. My favorite numbers. Power. By the way, my favorite number is 6. So if you count it, you will see there are 36 letters here. I'm not going to count it, don't worry. So we could be able to, as you can see, we can learn the length of the any str variable by using this length method, and it is 36. The ability to learn this is very important because we are going to use this length in out of coding. Dynamically, you can get the length of any string variable by using this code. When you have it, you can use it, of course. Normally, if you remember, if I use str if I wanted to print the first letter of this str, we have learned how to do it, right? Sort str dot char at 0. You know, when I use this, it will return me the first letter of the string variable. Let's do that. I hope you can remember when we used it. Here it is, I, the first letter of the string variable. So, how it does it? You know, I was planning to explain it later, but let's explain it now. We have a Hasan. Actually, string values uses index numbers. For example, this is the first letter, right? And index of the first letter is 0. The system does not start from 1. The second letter's index value is 1. Third one is 2, and it goes on that way. Because of starting from 0, it is always one less than the letters number. This is the fifth number, but you know the index of it is 4. When I use 0 here, it means I want to print index 0. The system uses index structure, and it will print this. Here it is 0, right? The first letter's index is 0. Because of that, it will print I. Thank you very much, and we will continue after break time. Okay, we are back in the action. So we have learned how to get length of string variable, but we were learning how to use them. Before learning the numbers, first we should know the structure, index structure of string variables. Let's say we have Ali here, and if I want to reach any letter of this string variable, I can use index structure. The first letter's index is 0, second one's index is 1, and the third one is not 2, not 3, sorry, it is 2, of course. Always the index number is less than the length. When I use, for example, this one has 3 letters, the index of the third one is 0. Don't forget that. It's always lesser than the length, because the length starts counting from 1, but index structure starts from 0. That's the reason of the difference. So when I write char@ 0, actually I want to write, hey, print the char@ index 0. Because of that, it will print I. If I make it 1, it will print the second letter. I will do it like this. The first one should stay at 0, and the second one will be a little different, of course. I have already written the result, but I want to see it with my human eyes. And it is. If I enter 9, actually, I don't know the result. It is Y. We have Y. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as you can see. It is Y. There is a Y, the text, and it has we could be able to follow it. Okay, to print the last number, which number should I use? I know that the length is 36, and the last number's index value is, let me check YouTube account too. Perhaps we may have an answer there. Okay, the last number's index value is 35. Because index starts from 0, it will be lesser than the length. If the length was 36, and the last letters index value should be 35. If I try to print the last number, I should use 35, because the last number's index is 35. If the length is 36, last number's index have to be 35, and it is. It printed T, the last letter. Can I do it dynamically? You know, if I have counted my human eyes, I can write it like this. But if I change it a little, if I add four letters here, when I want to see the last letter, the T won't change. Even though I have added new characters, it did not affect this, because the index number has not changed. If I do it like this, sort star char@ index. If I use the length, it will be dynamically calculated according to the string variable. I can write length, right? If it has 4 characters, the length will be 4. If it has 100 characters, the length dynamically will change to 100. So it's better. But when this structure, char@ structure, uses index structure, so the last letters number will be lesser than length, I will use -1. When I do it like this, even though I add letters here, it will be able to calculate the last letter without changing anything. After T, we will see R. If I change and add other ones like this, it will again calculate the last one. It is now W and it is like this. Let me delete this part. I just try to explain it for you to make it easier. So, okay, I did, we could be able to write the last letter. If I wanted to third letter from that, let's print third letter. Let's print the third letter from N. From the end. I mean, I am trying to print this letter, for example, but I want to calculate it dynamically. Again, of course, I will use the length to calculate the dynamic number. How can I do that? I will give you a few seconds to think. Yes, it's very easy, right? I just need to enter -1. Instead of -1, I will use -3. Let's do that. Salt, str, charted, length, -3. It has printed T. Oh, again, it is T. I will change it. I'm sorry. Okay, I could be able to calculate the length -3, and because so like it gave me the same letter, I will change it and I will make it second. And so I should change this one. And it's working, right? I changed the value. Even I change the value, if I add 2 letters to it, still it will work. The last letter will be R, this one will be R, and the second letters from the last one will be E. R and E, as you can see. It is working. One more thing. We have calculated the length here and stored in an integer variable. I do not need to do that actually. I just did it to make it easier. If I write it like this, sort str char at str char at, and if I use the length here without calculating it here, char at str length -2. It is the same thing, right? Just I changed the length. When I write length, I am actually using this integer, and it is same with this one. I can use it like this instead of assigning it to another variable. It's a long code, and I have used a lot of different pre-made methods, as you can see. I have used charret. I have also used str length, and I have also changed the value of the length by -2. And the magical part is it is working. It will give the same result. It was E, and now it's also E. Let's delete those 4 letters we have added to make it more beautiful. Otherwise, I may need to change the other letters. And it is also I. So, let's write the explaining here. String variables use index structure. Uses the and letters index numbers start from 0. And when you want to reach the first letter, you should write 0. And if you want to reach the last number, you should use the line. So that's all for this one. We do not need to, I think, we do not need to add anything. This should be enough to cover this length. You can use dynamically this length code to reach different values of the string variables. Yes, it is as you can see, str length will give you the length of this code, and when you use -1, you can also reach the index value of any letter of the last letter. Sorry, it will print a question mark. I think here the last symbol is question mark. If you use -3, -1, -2, -3, it will give you the third letter from the last one. Okay, for now, let's go. Let's don't go there. I will try to explain another topic. So we have learned the length. Let me cover another one. Okay, we will learn substring method. I will write it here. New Java class CO5 substring. From the name, of course, you have the idea. We will take a part of a string. The value will be, of course, let's create the main method. String variable will be str learn Java get the job. It's very easy, right? When you learn Java, you will get the job. And yes, if I want to print a part of it, for example, I want to print the last part or first part, or let's say somehow I want to reach the second part. I have the numbers. I can use any values to print it. It's very easy. I can use substring method. Sub str, it is the name of the variable we have, and I will use substring. We have two different ways to use it, and we will start from this one. When I try to print it will ask me to enter a number. I will enter 5 for now, and let's try to understand what will happen next. When I run the code, it will give me Java get the job. It's also a good motto. Java get the job. Java, please bring me the job. I will accept it. So it did something, and here the system has added an explaining begin index. Let me write it. Learn Java. And I will try to write index numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is space here, for computers, space is also a character. Invisible character, but it is still there. Fifth one, 6, 7, 8, if I can count 9. Begin index. It means it will start writing from this index. Begin index is 5. Just before it, you will draw the line, and here. The rest is printed here. It has started with a space, as you can see. It is same here. There is an empty space before the Java get the job. Because I have entered 5 here, if I entered 6, it wouldn't be there. Let's enter 6 here this time, and you will see. If I enter 6, this will be written. If it is 5, you will see, and we saw this. I will change it to 6, and after this part, after this code, there won't be space at the beginning. Pay attention here. It won't be there. And as you can see, it is not there. It is exactly it should be. So if I use 10, let me show you what happens. Java, comma, space, get the job. It goes on that way. I will change the color. 10 is the comma, 11 and 12. If I want to print the rest, get the Java, I get the job, I should use 11, right? Because this letter's index number is 11. Oh, 12, sorry. I'm really sorry. This is 12. 11 is here. 12. I will change it to 12. And let's see what happens. I'm saying 12, but writing 13. Here it is, get the job, as you can see. Without any problem. If you understand, if you can understand this index structure, you can write any part of it starting from any index. If I use 0, if I write 0 here, it will start from 0 and write everything, right? Exactly it is. It will be printed exactly it is. Let's run it. By the way, to duplicate a line, I'm clicking here and using Control D to duplicate any line. Here it is. Okay, I will delete everything and continue. Yes, I will try to print the length of this string, south str length. It will give me the number of letters here. We have 203 number letters here, or symbols, including comma and space characters. If we want to store last letter of this string variable, if we, or let's write it like a question. Store last, I cannot write, last letter of str. Assign the last letter of str to another string variable. That's the question. We need another string variable, and we will try to reach the last letter, and we will print it, right? It's very easy. I will use the previous methods we have learned in this class. Okay, first I need to create a space to store the last letter. String last letter. I can hear your questions right now. I can feel them. There's no other way. I can feel them. If you are planning to store only one character, why don't we use char data type? Yes, okay. Don't worry. I will try to explain that. But first, I want to use string data. If you are working on string values, variables, you should always use string data type, but it's not a rule. If you need, of course, you can change it to the char data type. But for now, we will try to do everything with string data type. If we need, we can use char data type, but don't worry. For now, I will try to do everything with string data type. So let's try to reach the last data. We have the length. We know how to reach the length of the string variable, and the last values index number is 23. The length of the str -1. The last letters index is always length -1. Don't forget that. You will use it. Str. I want to reach the last character, so I can use charet. Normally we have used this one, but there's a problem here, and I will try to explain in a few seconds. But let's forget the problem right now and focus on how we can reach to the last letter. I need to write the last letter's index here, and I know that it is length -1. Str length -1. This code will reach the last character of the str. When I use a semicolon here, as you can see, Java is complaining. Let's try to understand what is the reason, what made Java so angry. When I move my mouse over it, it says, hey, you require string data. Yes, because I have created a string variable here, and I am trying to assign right side of the assignment. And it says you have provided a char data type. As you can see, the reason is the right side is using char data type, but the left side is a string data type. You cannot assign a different data types most of the time to others. There's two options here. The first one is I can use a char data type to store the last letter. Let me do it like this. When I do it like this, it won't complain anymore because both sides are char data type. But if you insist on storing it in a string, it means you need to change the right side's data type. It's a char. And do you know a way to change a char data type to string? It sounds very hard, right? How can I change a data type to string? I don't know that. But we have already used it a lot of times. When I show you, it will be very easy for you. If you remember the string motto, string is citron. When you use a data type with string, it will be always converted to string data type. This is a char. If I use it with a string data type, it will convert it to string. As you can see, when I added an empty, it has nothing inside of it. An empty string variable, because string is citron, even though it is nothing, it will change this char data type to string. From now on, there is no char. String will concur everywhere. Okay, if we use any data type with string, most of the time, not any, but for now we can say that it will turn it to string data. When we use any data type with a string data, string will convert it, conquer it, and it will make it string. Okay, it was char, and from now it's a string. And the length means length was 23 minus 1 is 22. Oh, I'm saying 22. I'm not sure what I'm going here. Okay, the char length is char length minus 1 is 23, and it will bring the b here because we are trying to print char at index 23, which is b here. So let's print it. Start last letter. It will be B. So I want to change the question a little. It will be the same question, but it will be a little harder. I will add another step. Please print the last letter as a capital. Okay, somehow I need to reach the last letter, and somehow I need to change it to a capital. Again, it seems very hard, but actually we haven't learned how to do it. Right now we will learn how to do it. I told you that when we are working with strings, we prefer using string data type. So to reach the last letter by using the string data type, instead of char add, I can use substring. Let me show you. So str substring, and I need to enter a number here. If you write 23, it does not work. If I write 22, it will work, right? Because it will start writing from here, and it will print the last letter. Str length minus 1. It is same thing, but without any without assigning it to anything, it works. Of course, we can also assign it. Let's assign it. String last letter 2. It will be equal to substring. Here I will write str.length minus 1. It works. And here, let's print it. So last letter 2 is last letter 2. It is B, right? The value was learn the job, get the job. The last letter is B, and it's working. The critical point here, I did not need to change it to a different data type, as you can see. It worked as it is, because when you use substring, it returns another string. Even though it has only one letter in it, still it will be a string data type. If you use char at 0, char at any number, it will turn you a char data type. So if you are working with string variables, you should use substring to reach the last letter. And it is the same number. If you use the last letters index number, it will give you the last letter, which is B. But what do we want here in the question? We want to print last letter as a capital. So I will write same thing here, south str substring. First, we need to reach the last letter, and we know how to do. If I enter the last letters index here, it will print the last letter. And dynamically, I will use str length -1. This one is the number. Str length -1 means 33 minus 1. It is 20. I'm sorry, 22, of course. It is 22, and we are trying to print the letter at 23. Because of it, there's only one letter after it. It will print the last letter. We know it. Let's add another code here. This is B, right? It will print B, but it is still a string. If I add at the end dot, it will open all the string methods for me, because this is a B and it is also a string. I want to make it a capital. Okay. Don't worry about this part. Here, it will find the B, then it will use another premade method on B. It will be a capital. It's working, as you can see, without any problem. It works, and it really makes us happy. So let's try to change Eldol. I will try to change the question Eldol, and it will be Eldol harder. But if we can understand these questions, of course, it will help us greatly to understand string structure. I will print. The logic is very same if you could be able to understand it, but of course, we will write a few different things, so it will make it a little confusing, but don't worry. You should write it yourself. If you just try a few different things by using those methods, you will understand. Please print last 3 letters as uppercase pieces. We'll try to print all the, not all the letters. We will try to print last 3 capitals, last 3 letters as capitals. Or we will capitalize last 3 letters, okay. So if you remember, when we enter a number for substring, for example, Ahmed, I will also write the letters index structure 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I enter, for example, 3 or 2, it will start from that number. Oh, let me use different color. When I enter here 2, it will start from that number and it will print the rest. So I know the last number is the length of the str -1. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 digit letters, and when I use the -1, 5 minus 1, it is 4. I can reach it like this. If I write str length -2 instead of 1, I can reach 2, right? Dynamically. Str dot length -3 will get you the number you need. The rest is very easy. Just we need to start from at the end, last letter, and one by one, we will find the number we want to have. I want to print something here. I want to print last 3 letters. First, I need to focus on that part. I will bring it back so we can understand. I want to print a part of str as a string. So first I need to use str substring method. Now I need to enter a number here. Normally, if I need the numbers, I can directly enter 2 here. If I enter 2 here, if the str was Ahmed, it will print the last 3 letters. But I don't know, actually I know, but I want to create it dynamic. I need to write the code dynamic. So according to string variable, it should change. So if you want to create a dynamic code, you should use lang in this kind of situations. str lang, and here I need to write -3 to reach the third letter from the last one. I will use -3. Okay, it will print the last 3 letters. Okay, that's okay. It will print shop. Oh, let's try. We should see job here. Here it is working. But it says we need to write them as capitals, we need to capitalize them. It's very easy. This is the job, right? This part, you can think it like job. What is a string? Think it like this. It's on this string variable. If I add dot here and to uppercase, it will change all the letters, and I will do the same thing. After this one, I will add dot and write to uppercase. Dot uppercase. And now I should be able to see the thing I want to see. As you can see, it is working like magic. Oh, I have already written it. It's very important when you're working with string variables. You may need to use this one. Of course, you will ask when will we need it. You will get a lot of different data from websites, and they will be string values, and you should know how to handle them with those methods. Let's say you are writing an email, for example, and company asks you to change last 3 letters or 5 letters to capitals or perhaps something else. By using this quotes, you may be able to reach it. I will show you something else. Don't worry. Let's have our break time before the time because I will try to solve different question, and I want to start solving it with a fresh brain. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you after 10 minutes. Let's make it 11. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So we have learned how to use substring, but of course, there's always another one. We will use it in different way. CO6 substring. In the previous way, we have learned how to take a part of string. Now we'll work on something else. Same method, different thing. We need another string variable to work on. String str. Java is getting better every day. Now we have another string. I will show you something here. So str dot substring. Yes, I told you that we have two different substring methods. Actually, they are same, but first one requires only one index, integer. But for the second one, we need to write two integer values with a comma. And first one, the name of the first index is begin index, and the second one's name is end index. I will try to explain it from here. Let's say we have Hassan, and the index values are 0, 1, 2. I'm saying 2, but writing 3. I don't know why I'm doing it always. 2, 3, and 4. If I wanted to print this part of the substring, I should start from 2 and end it at 3. This is the beginning. This is the end. If I wanted to print this side, I will write it with a blue. 1 will be the beginning number, and 3 will be the end. And when we use substring, we can enter those numbers, begin index and end index. According to the numbers we have entered, the system will try to calculate the string values. For example, 5, 8. This will be the beginning index, and this will be the ending index. I will write this one. Java space is getting. Let's write index numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the space. 5, 6, 7 the space, and 8. This will be the 9. Beginning index is the 5. It will start from 5. I will draw a line here. Ending is the 8. This is the limit. So it will print I, S, and a space. This right side is the limit. When you add 8, it won't be included in the written part. This is the line of index of line. I mean, this will be the limit. It won't, the 8 won't be included. It will start from 5 until the depth index. So we should see is and a space. We won't be able to see space. So for now, let's print it, and I will try to use different values here. But at the end, I hope you can see the space. When I try to select all of them, I can select a space here. If I use 7, the space won't be included. The 7 will be the limit. So this time there will be only is, there won't be any space. Let's run it one more time. Oh, what have I done? Here, right now, we do not have any space. It is only printing is. There's no space. If I enter 9, let's do that. I will enter 9. It will also print this letter because the limit is 9, right? It will start from 5. It will print everything until the index 9. Let's run it one more time. It will be is space G. Here it is, as you can see. If I have used 10, it will also include the E. So let's write and explain it here. When we use substring method with 2 integers, for example, 5, 8, 9, 7, it will start from index, beginning index. Here it is 5. And it will print all the letters until in the last index, ending index. Here it is 9. Here it is 7. But important part, the ending index won't be printed. Okay, short explaining, beginning index is inclusive okay, it doesn't know it. Ending index is exclusive. Five, here it is, and here it is 7 in the example. Index 7 won't get printed. Let's try to print getting. Let's print getting from the text. I will try to guess the first letters index. So str dot substring. I want to print a substring of this string. I just need to enter the this letter's index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the index 8, right? So I will write 8 here, comma, and I should write everything until the end. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I want to print to 14, but I don't want to print 15. So the limit should be 15 like this. Let's run it and let's see the result. As you can see, it worked. Java is getting a space better. I will write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the critical number. 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And the getting limits, I want to start from 8. And you know, the last index I enter here won't be printed. So, oh, I'm sorry, I used two T's here. Okay, there's a problem here. 8. Did I do any mistake here? 8, 9, 11. Oh, there's no 10. I couldn't be able to see the problem. Sorry, really sorry. I will write them again. 10. Let me change the color. 11, 12, 13, 14, and the space is 15. Okay, right now it's scoring. For a second, I doubted myself, and now it should work. So I will start from 8, and I will print everything until the 15. And this will be the limit. 15 will be the limit. So I should write 15, and the space won't be included. So starting number is 8, ending is 15, and it will be exclusive. It won't be included in the result. Okay. Now let's do something else. I will try to print, I will try to change a name. We will have a name string. I will copy it from here. Name, it will be Morrison. Or let's use different name. Mohammed. Mohammed is a good name. This is the name, and I will change the label. This will be a capital. This will also a capital, and the last letter will be also capital. We have a name, but as you can see, it is not written in a proper way. First letter should be a capital, and a rest should be lowercase. This is the task. We should print it in a proper way. User may enter it like this. Perhaps he's trying to create a username like this, and he wants to make it a little different than others. But we are a serious company, and we don't want to see a name written like this. And every name should follow this rule. Of course, even though the user enters it like this, we can change it to a proper name. What's the goal here? We want to change the first letter. Somehow, I need to reach the first letter. And after that, I need to reach the rest. I will make the rest a lower. I will change the rest to a lowercase. So let's try to reach the first letter, and we know how to reach it. Name dot substring. If I try to reach the first letter, it should be like this. Index structure 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I did not pass, skip, or any number, I did not. Okay. If I reach the first letter, I will start from here, and it will end at 1. So if I write 0, 1, it will only print the first letter, right? Starting from 0, and the limit is 1. It will print the first letter. And I want to make it a capital. It's actually very easy. Dot uppercase. My first letter, it doesn't matter how user entered it this code will change it to a capital. Right? We have capital M. How can I reach the rest? The rest is like this. It will start from here and it will print everything until the end. It's very easy. If you want to, if you use only one number, if you enter one in the substring, it will start from index 1 and it will print all the rest. Name, the user entered name, substring. And I will enter 1 here and it will start from 1 and it will print everything. And I want to change them to lowercase, right? To lowercase. Change this place over. It should be right. Let's assign it to another name. String proper name. Okay, let's print it now. Sod proper name. It was entered like this, and now we will see how it should be. And voila, even though user entered randomly letters, we made it right. You can use this for emails, for applications, when user tries to register for anything. You can use, actually this is a used code in applications. Okay. If I wanted to print a part of a name, the part of the name, how can I do that? Man, I want to print that. The critical point is you should decide the beginning and ending numbers. I want to start from 4, right? This is the starting point. And I want to print everything until the 7. And I know that the number I entered at the end won't be included. So I will write 7. Let's do that. Salt proper name dot substring, and I will enter 4 and 7. It will print the part I want to see. It is working, as you can see. So if you want to take a part of a string variable, you can use this substring. Okay, that's all for today. Right now we will have a quiz, and give me a few seconds to prepare it. Don't worry, it won't take long. I will expect answers from you if possible. If you are free, please try to give answers for them. I will wait for a few minutes for each question. Don't worry, they are not very hard, and we are not going to store your answers. Just try to understand the question. It will help you to understand the topics. Okay, today we will have fourth one, I think. Not there. A second, it will be ready. Okay, this should be right. Right now we will have a quiz about if-else statements. And we will show the final score, okay? Okay, now I can open it. It's all ready. Socrative student. You can also solve the questions yourself. It will open until the next quiz. Just you need to enter a modern 8603 and any name. Here I will use Tyler. And this is the question. You have a few minutes to solve it. I will wait for you. You can send your answers by Zoom channel or Slack or from YouTube. I'm following all those channels. Believe me, it's not very hard. There aren't too many questions there. Okay, let me solve first one. We have a if statement, an else statement. If this statement is right, this code will be executed. If it is false, else code will be executed. Let's check the statement. If remember the AND operator, everything should be perfect to make result true. Both of the statements should be true to reach true result. 5 is bigger than 7. It is false. I do not need to check the second one because one mistake is enough to change everything. This will be false. It is false. Let's make it bigger, false. This means this code will be executed. So it will print beautiful. The right answer is B. Let's continue. Also, if you don't want to write it, you can use your microphone too. What about this one? This is a tip for you. This is OR operator. OR means if one of them is true, the statement will be true. One true is enough to make everything true. OR operator is positive. OR operator has a positive character, and AND operator is a perfectionist. I will wait for a few minutes. Okay, let me solve it. So, OR operator is and has a positive character. You know, if one of them is true, the result will be true. If all of them are false, it will be false. 5 is bigger than 7. It is false. or 7 is smaller than 6, it is also false. This means this statement's result will be a big F. It means if it was true, this will be executed, but now this one will be executed and it will print live on the screen. Okay, it's also another right answer. What about this one? So let's solve this one. If age is higher than 65, if it is true, this code will be executed. We have an unconnected if, another if here. If the age is smaller than 70, this code will run and it will print life is beautiful. And the question is, if the age was 67, what would be the output of this program? Let's check the 65. 65, age is 65, and it is true, right? Oh, 67, sorry, I'm sorry. The age is 67. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not myself today. 67. And it is true, right? So, as you can see, age is bigger than 65. So it is true. This code will be executed. It will print you may retire. You may retire. Oh, this is not the first one. You may retire. This might be you may retire. We have now 3 options. Let's continue. There are unconnected if statements, so I have to check all of them. Is 67 smaller than 70? Yes. So this is also true. We will see another line. It will print life is beautiful. This is not true because there is no life is beautiful line here. Oh, we have 2 options here. Both of them have life beautiful and may retire. The difference is if there is a line here, it means it will be printed in different line. It is print line. So this is the right answer. You may retire, and because of this ln, the second one will be printed in a different line. So it will be like this. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to open your microphone and ask it, or you may write it from Zoom channel. Place to ask questions. Please ask it. Another correct answer, and we have another question here. So let me solve it. If the number is smaller than 10, we will write digit. If the number is smaller than 100, we will print number. If else statements. As you can see, this is the first if. If it is false, else if will be executed and it will check this condition. They are connected. If and else if are connected. And the connection is if this first statement is false, the system will check the second one. If the first statement is true, it won't check other if statements because the first one is already true. Let's check it. For 9. For 9, if the 9 is smaller than 10, it will print digit. And it is. It will print digit. It won't execute the second else statement because it's already correct. If it is true, it will print digit. Because of that, the right answer is B. I will continue solving the questions. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask it. I'm not going to wait for the answers. If the number is smaller than 10, we will print this. If else if, it means they are connected. If the first, if the first step is wrong, the second if will be executed. And also, if the second one is also false, it will check the third one. If the second one is true, it won't check the third one. It's the critical point. And we will test everything for 100. When I write 100 for the number, it will check. Is number smaller than 10? No, it is not. It is false. Because of false, it won't print this. It will check this one. Is 100 smaller than 100? No, they are not. They are same, equal. So this is also false. This won't be executed. Is another if statement. If number is smaller than 1000, it will print it. And because of this, we will see large number because it is coded that way. The next question is coming. Oh, we have a long one. It says which of the following is true about the code above. Okay. If the number modulus 3 equals, do you remember to check, to assign a value, we can use single equality symbol. If you want to check equality, you have to use double equal symbol. But here we have only one. It means the code is written wrong. It won't work. It was a really long time code, and as you can see, because of those mistakes, the answer is very simple. I will continue. Don't forget, you can solve these questions until the next test, so it will be open for you approximately for a week. Second question. It is a little different than others. I will make it a little bit smaller to see the options. It says we have a test, and which of following are correct? Yes, we have integer a, integer b, integer c. We are going to apply these values to the question. Integer a is 4. If 4 is smaller than 6, it is true. We have and then to operator, to result be true, to make result true, all the options should be true. C is smaller than b. What is C? 3. Smaller than b, 6. It is also true. It means we have true, and true is true, it will print X. This statement is true, so this code will be executed and it will print X. The next one, Else, if it is true, this if it was false, this code will execute it. But the first one is true, so others won't be executed. They are all connected. As long as one of them is true, the rest won't be executed. This is correct. The second one, A is 4, 6, and C is 7. A is 4. 4. Whenever I see B, I will write 6, and there's this B here. This is true, right? 4 is smaller than 6. It is true. The second one, is C smaller than B? No. C is 7, and B is 6. It is false. True and false, it is false. You know, AND operator is a perfectionist. This won't be executed. Else, if it is if the first statement is false, we will check the second one. A is 4, smaller than 6. It is true. And we have OR operator. I do not need to check the second one, because if there is one true, when we use OR operator, the result will be true. Because of that, it will print Y. Another correct answer. What about this one? I think it will be also true because it is going that way. 4, 4, 4. It will be an easy one. This is false. 4 is not smaller than 4. Because of AND operator, this will be false. And here, 4 is not smaller than 4. This is false, but I need to check the second one. 4 is not smaller than 4. This will also be false. I want to see why. And else, if all of them are false, it will print Z. As I guessed it, the right answer is A, B, C, D, G, F, G. A, B, C. Oh, this is a real long one. Okay. Which of following is wrong? Okay. First, let's try to understand what's happening here. We have a test class starting here and ending here. We have also main method. We have integer average and a boolean. Oh, we have a lot of OR operator. If BL, we should calculate the value of the BL. If it is true, we will print something here. But I need to know test 1's and test 2 values. Let's go there. Test 1 is 50, test 2 is 70. 1 is 50, 2 is 70. According to that, I will calculate this first average number, then I will calculate the BL. Average number is 60. Okay, and BL is, if the test 1 is smaller than 0, it is not. It is false. If test 2 is smaller than 0, no, it is not. False. If the test 1 is higher than 100, false. It is not. It is also not. So BL is true. False, sorry. BL is false because OR operator is perfectionist. If I'm sorry, well, it has OR operator has a positive character. If one of them was true, the result will be true. But when all of them are false, the result will be false. So this code won't be executed. It says else if this is false, and we have come here. If the average is higher than 70, it is not. Average value is 60. This code won't be executed. If it is higher than 45, it is. We are talking about 60 here. It will print and this here is, it is true, so it won't execute the rest. Oh, it is correct. This one is correct. Okay, I will delete everything and start from scratch. For the second one, test 1 is 80, test 2 is 70. 80 and 70. Average value is integer average, it will be 75. And as you can see, it is checking if the results are smaller than 0 or higher than 100, and none of them is smaller than 0 or higher than 100, so this is false. And BL is false, this won't be executed. If the average number is higher than 70, it will print wow, and it is. Average value is 75, so it will print wow. This is also correct, but we are looking for the wrong one. Let's check this one, 100 and 120. Oh, it's interesting. We have 100 and 120. As you can see, when we check this one, it will be true, right? Test 2 is higher than 100. I am not going to touch others. And so the BL will be true. This BL will be true, and it will print enter valid node. Let's check to see. Oh, it says it will print wow, but it won't. So this is the wrong one. Okay. Another long one. I had long questions. Okay, what's the question? Which of the following is false regarding the above program? Interesting. Program determines whether the character entered by user is a letter or not. To answer that kind of questions, we should understand the question. It's very hard to understand when you try to compare this. This is the opening class. Okay. The second one is the main method, starts and ends at the end. And we have created a scanner. It means we are planning to take value from the user. It says if it is informing the user, please enter a letter. User will enter a letter. For example, L. This one, it's a chart. It will take the first character whatever user enters, and we have L here. If the letter is bigger than A or smaller than Z, it will print lowercase. Okay, that's a good one. If it is between those values, it's okay to write lowercase. If it is higher than A or lower than Z, or it will print capital letter. Okay, this is correct. If user enters a letter, it will write lowercase or capital A. Else, if it is not between those letters, it will print incorrect input. It is very good. It will determine if the character is capital or lowercase, but still this program can say it's a letter, right? Even though it's a lowercase or capital, it will be still a letter. It is correct. I can say that. Program determines whether the character entered by the user is a lowercase or uppercase. It's also correct, but we are looking for something wrong. C, if the user enters 2 letters, program will not run. This is where we were saving the chart. If the user enters FF, the first one is a lowercase and the second one is a capital. If you enter this kind of thing, as you can see, chart 0 will take only the first letter. So the letter will be F, lowercase, but still program will work. So this is the wrong one. Secure output if the user enters number, output incorrect, please enter a letter. Yes, if user enters a number, it will print that. So wrong thing is from values C. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask it. I would love to answer them. Oh no, another long question. I hate long questions. Did I mention it? Yes, I did, but we have to solve it, right? Let's check the options. If the user is male and 18, output will be B. Okay, that's about gender and age, I think. According to those values, the output will change. Okay, we are looking for the wrong one. Let's say we will start from the this one, the male and 18. Male and 18. We will enter these values. If the gender equals to male, okay, male, we this is true. We need to check inner if statements, right? These are inner statements. If user enters male, this statement will be executed. If the age is smaller than 18, it is not smaller than 18, it is 18. So else code will print it will print B. And other codes won't be executed because all of them are connected with the first if statements. It will print B. Okay, voila. If user is a male, okay, male, and age is 12. It is male and the age is smaller than 12, it will print A. I do not need to check others because if one of them is correct when we are facing connected if else statements, I do not need to check the rest when I find the first first true. I will delete everything right now. And the last one, if the user female entered 3. Male entered 3. The gender is not male. I do not need to check those inner if statements because the first one is false. Else if the gender equals to female, it is. So we will check the age. Is it smaller than 18? No, it will print D. And of course, I should have seen this. The last one is the wrong one. But let's solve it. We have come this far. I think we can solve one more option. Female and 13. It is not male. If the gender equals female, as you can see, first letter is a capital, but here it is not. So it will be false. It is not female. It is female softer when we use lowercase like this. So this one is also false. Else code will be executed and it will print E instead of C. So this is the wrong one. By being wrong, it is the right answer because we are looking for the wrong one. There's a big bug here. Another long question, and I'm becoming fond of those long questions. I always check options first to understand the question. If user enters 6, output will be A. Okay, we will have a lot of numbers here. And as you can see, it will be taken from user and A value will be 6. We have a 6 as an A. From now on, whenever I see 6, I will write 6. 6 modulus 2. It is 0, okay. Oh, we have inner if statements, okay. And if it is 6, we will check if it can be divided by 3. It is also true. So it will print A. Okay, it seems like, oh, again, we are looking for the wrong one. From the experience, this time I will check the last one. If user enters 15, the output will be D. If user enters 15, modulus is not 1, it is false, so we will directly go to the this. These are inner if else statements. So because of the first one is false, they won't be executed. Else, if A modulus 3 is 0, when I write 15 modulus 3 is 0, it is true. So we will check these ones, and because the first one is true, it will print C. But here it says D, so this is the wrong one. We were looking for the wrong one, and it is a singular answer. The right answer is D. When we check others, I'm sure they will be wrong too. They will be true too. I will close it and submit the answer. Correct, right? The last one, and it's really long. I hate long questions. If user enters Ali, output will be valid. Output becomes invalid if user enters gem. If user enters blah blah blah, output. Oh, it's a long one. Okay. Which one is wrong? It says. Let's start from the last one. If user enters 1, 2, 3, output will be incorrect entry. It's very hard to explain. 1, 2, 3. I know it's very hard for you to see inner and outer if else statements. Don't worry. It's okay for now. In time, you will be able to understand it. So let's try. We have a scanner and it says, please enter the password. And still password is stored here. 1, 2, 3. But as you can see, it's not a number, it will be string data. The first letter of this password is 1. I know we are working with numbers, but for computer, letters or numbers does not matter if the character type is string. If first letter is bigger than A, O, or smaller than Z. We haven't entered 1, 2, 3, right? Okay. A's value is about, I'm not sure, but it should be about 60. And now we have 1 here. It is false. So this code won't be executed. If the first letter is between A or Z, it is 1 we are talking about. It is not. So it is also false. Else, invalid will be executed. Okay, it's true. R30 did not work here. It's not the wrong answer. It will print incorrect entry, just like mentioned here. Let's check A. If the user enters Ali, the output will be valid. Right now we have Ali. Password is Ali, and the first letter is a capital A. First letter higher than or equal to A. It is A, so this code will be executed. We need to check this inner if-else statements. If first letter equals to A, it will print valid. We should see valid at the screen. Valid. Okay, it's also true. We couldn't find it in the 2 options. I hope it is not the last one. I want to check this one. If user enters P 1, 2, 3, output will be valid. B 1, 2, 3. Password will be B 1, 2, 3, and the first letter will be B because of the index. B is 0. If the first letter is between A and Z, it is. We will check this inner if-else statements. If the first letter equals to A, it is not. So else will be executed. It will print invalid. Okay, I think we found the right answer. It will print invalid. Here it says it is valid. Okay, this is the wrong answer. I will submit my answer. And it is correct. Oh, after it took really my time, and we could be able to take perfect score. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on Friday. We will continue on Friday. If I'm right, yes, I'm right. We will continue on Friday. Thank you very much, and see you. Good night.